This is Aisha, founder of Honeybee Natural Magazine, Wellness, and the Affirmation Summit. To celebrate our upcoming issue, number 31, Better Thoughts, Better Habits, I'm here to give you 4 ways to have better thoughts. Now, I haven't always been strong or had self-esteem, and I'd be lying if I said I felt confident and certain all of the time. But what I can tell you is 6 years ago, I made a commitment to improve. I noticed my negative behaviors and thoughts about myself and decided to make a change. With no guidance and no mental health experience, I decided to make a list of all of the things that made me unhappy about my lifestyle and myself. I made a list and started working on each thing one by one. My appearance was a huge one. I hated the length of my hair. I hated how irritated my skin would get. I hated my lack of communication about my feelings. I hated my relationships with men and my fitness regimen. I just felt like I wasn't all the way myself, and I knew to become better, I had to do some internal work. I've been experimenting and growing and working on a better version of myself ever since, and I probably won't ever stop. But how you speak about yourself, how you speak to yourself, really does set the tone. And learning to have a healthy relationship with myself, by far, has been the hardest thing I've ever done. And reaching a place of peace, comfort, and level of acceptance has not been and is not an easy task. And then for me to have businesses and a career at that, sometimes it can become a little overwhelming. So the Better Thoughts, Better Habits, issue number 31, will give you ways to start. I've also interviewed a couple of specialists to talk about depression, self-esteem, and the art of relaxing. So use issue number 31 as a guide to better thoughts. So let's get into the 4 ways you can start having better thoughts. Number 1, perception. Determine if your perception is off. Although perception is not reality, if you perceive yourself and others in situations mostly negative, there could be a deeper issue. Also, consider if you are perceived as a negative or difficult person to deal with. If so, you could be projecting an unresolved internal conflict. Counseling helps, self-reflection, and committing to mental healthiness can help you start working on your perception. Number 2, your thoughts. Identify where your thoughts fall. Are you constantly replaying a past memory, living in fear or anxiety, thinking negatively, or constantly in an unhealthy place mentally and physically? Well, your thoughts could need an adjustment. Guess who creates your thoughts? You! So, if your thinking is off, then how you perceive yourself and others may need some work. Explore the thought distortions, there's about 12 of them, and start to challenge those. Use actual evidence to start working towards thinking better. Emotions. Notice emotionalism and emotional intelligence. Are you emotionally mature? Do you handle your emotions well? Are you able to stay calm or cope in a way that's not damaging to yourself and others? If the answer is you need some work or you struggle, then your thoughts during conflict, hard times, confusing times, or dealing with others may need some work. Emotions are a direct reflection of the thoughts you create. So what you choose to believe determines your emotions and how you respond. Healthy lives are laced in healthy emotions and behaviors. So if you're up and down on any given day, at any given moment, with very little strategies on how to fix it, you should look inward. Meditating, the 5-second rule before you speak, journaling, jotting down your thoughts before you express them, directly facing the conflict, and the practice of releasing and forgiving can help. Number 3, or 4, actions. Pay attention to consistent actions, even if they're negative ones. To start changing behavior, one must recognize the behavior with a will to fix it. We have a tremendous amount of behaviors in so many areas of our lives. A lot of different personality. Our personalities are made up of a lot of different things. So try to keep a behavior calendar. Document when things are off in your life. Seeing your patterns on a calendar can help you start to change the narrative. You may find that around bill time you're stressed, or towards the middle of the month you're exhausted, or you get a little more irritated than normal. I also suggest dividing the behaviors into parts and creating a self-care plan for each part that needs work to start changing the behavior.